Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell in the upper right-hand corner. Follow me on all forms of social media. Check me out at thatdrummerguy.com and enjoy the following presentation.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, it's good here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for taking time to do this interview.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's great to be able to catch up with you and talk about everything that's going on in the world of Frantic Amber.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, if I understand things correctly, it's actually today has been 2 months since the latest album has been released. I mean, how does it feel to have the album out that long?
It's August. Yeah, it's 2 months. I was just like, what? Already? Yeah, it feels amazing. So far, it's really been great feedback, and people seem to be enjoying it. So, yeah, it's really nice, and we're very happy with the result.
Oh, awesome. So, with that in mind, how did the songwriting process begin for this album?
We always have scribbles going on during any time phase, but we had to at some point stop everything else we were doing and stop booking any more shows and stuff because we weren't able to focus on the album, so we had to do that. And then from there, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 months or something where it was focused songwriting for the album, where we of course included all the scribbling and riff ideas and stuff from several years, I guess, since Burning Insight. Like, always have some things in mind. It's just that to gather them and focus them into an album, that was later. And we also recorded it ourselves, so it was a learning process and a really great journey.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. And you know what was it like to actually be able to sit down and record this album yourselves?
Oh, well, first of all, it's very handy to do it yourself, but it's also challenging, and we ran into all sorts of technical challenges, and the computer went down and out, and just getting that to service, it was kind of like madness in the middle of everything, but it was very good to do it ourselves because all of us are pretty much studio technicians now. But kidding aside, it's a good thing to learn and become better at is recording, because we record ourselves all the time, like for demos and when we're brainstorming and stuff like this. So it's not the first time, it's just this time it was for the album, so it's a bit different, and you really get into this very picky and detailed point of view and stuff like this. But it was really great learning process, and we were really crammed there at the end to reach the deadline, because we sent of course all the files we sent for mixing. We sent them to Dugout Productions by Daniel Bergstrand, which is a very well-known studio guy. So yeah, but all the raw files we handled ourselves.
Yeah, that's just incredible, and, it's great to see that there was so much learning that was going on there, too. I mean, obviously, with writing your second album, I mean, it's so important to be able to progress as a band and know what you're really looking for in sound, and when you really are able to find that sound and you're able to create it yourselves, when you're able to record the album yourselves, I mean, you really get a balance and understanding of what the band is all about.
Yeah, definitely, and it's also a lot of thought goes into what we're gonna sound like, and how much is going in, how much you're taking out, and all these things. And it's fun to see actually how the process from the first song structure with riffs, or it's like the basic idea, and then see it grow into a full song and with all the atmospheric samples and stuff, and of course I put the lyrics too, and with vocals, it goes through all these stages of iterations, and it's really interesting to see how it grows from just an idea and a skeleton, I guess, to a full-fledged song. It's really, it's amazing.
Oh, I can absolutely imagine, and I can also imagine just that self-rewarding feeling, knowing that you got so much of the work done yourselves, and obviously being able to send out the songs to get that final polish that's going on there, but just being able to accomplish so much and then getting that final result back. I just imagine the first time when you got back the mix and mastering for the album, it had to have felt incredible.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. Also, because like when we got the complete album back, already we had been back and forth a couple of times per song. You know, like we do one song at a time, so we would send the files and get the mix back, and we would talk about. But like he did a really good job, also capturing what we were about and putting like the guitar sound, the drum sound, all the sounds to match us, which we were really happy about. And so for each song we had heard, you know, for each song, but the final mix with the final touches and everything was when we got the complete album. And then when it got mastered as well, of course, it just sounds more. So it was a great experience to finally get what you worked so hard for so long into your speakers and just be like, yeah, it sounds amazing. Can't wait to show the world. So yeah.
Oh, totally. And, you know, I just love the progression of the band as well. I mean, being able to discover you from the first LP, I mean, it was great to be able to hear that kind of sound that the band was going for. But just seeing what's going on now with Bellatrix and, you know, seeing that progression of the band, I mean, it's awesome to see what has happened in the last few years since the first album.
Oh, thank you. It's great to hear that other people hear the growth.
Oh, totally. And, you know, another great thing with that as well, I mean, with that complete package of being able to record it yourselves, get the mixing and mastering back, and, you know, the album cover as well, I think it's just a perfect representation of what this album is about. I mean, how did that album artwork come together?
Yeah, so the album cover, got to be a long story. Like, we were looking for artists for a long time, and also started with one, but could see this is just not going to work, so we had to postpone everything and keep looking. And finally found, just on Facebook, a Mongolian artist. His name is Ganbat Badamkan. I don't know if I'm saying correct, but he's on the credits if anyone wants to check out his artwork. Because we just found him, and he was drawing these amazing warriors and warrioresses on the battlefield with the armor, the horses, like everything. It was so cool. And we just wrote him there and asked for pricing and worked out a deal. And the cover is not a specific one of the warriors. It's kind of just a representation of the majestic kind of the queen look, but still warrioress in the battlefield look. Because these warriors were both queens, but they all fought. They weren't the sit on the throne and point finger kind of warriors. They were in the battlefield fighting and doing all these things. So this was kind of, it had to capture that. And then inside the booklet, we also got a drawing of each of the warrioresses. So that was also really interesting. And we kept the color scheme that the artist did, that he did. So that's also why the booklet is actually quite colorful, which is interesting. Also, the cover is quite colorful because what we were thinking first, initially, we were thinking like dark, maybe a few hints of red or something, you know, but when we got this back, it was just like, yeah, we're going for it as is.
Oh yeah,
so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and that's what I love so much about it is the choice of colors on there. And you know, it's just like being able to see all those bright colors of you know, just like being a sunset or sunrise, and then just seeing this warrioress in the midst of the battlefields, and just having this strong look of going into battle. I mean, it's just like, it's such a great representation of what's showing off on this album.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it fits.
And with that in mind, I mean, what was that like to write lyrically for this album, and you know, just like being able to show off these warrioresses?
Yeah, so lyrically, I'm in charge of lyrics, and it was really a fun challenge because normally I write from my own head or some story. It can be fiction or something from personal experience or whatever. It's just normally it's from my head, but this time it was based in real historical women. So I could, but I didn't want to just make shit up. I wanted to be as accurate, actually, as possible to the real history. So a lot of research went into it. I read about so many women through time. There are so many warrioresses that have fought, and no one knows, and it's kind of sad. So it's cool to have some of them get some spotlight, because these women, they did amazing things, and very strong and brutal as well. So it was just reading a lot and choosing which ones had the most meat in the story, most historical facts. Also, sometimes if they didn't have enough information, then and so forth. So just I would choose the ones that were most eligible for being turned into metal songs, I think, as well as having like the cool story and something amazing that happened. So yeah, and also I wanted to spread out through time and spread out through the world, so that they came from different countries, from different times in history and stuff like this, and also that it's back in history. I didn't want to go too close to our own time, because then it gets a little too political, too close to now. So the furthest up we go is Second World War with the Russian sniper, and then the further back, the earliest one is 60 AD in the Celtic tribes, so it's a big time span. But yeah, so a lot went into that, and just translating their stories of what I was reading in historic texts into how can I translate this to a song lyric, which was definitely a challenge, and changed it many times, got feedback. We always give each other feedback in the band and stuff like this, and read-throughs. So yeah, a lot went into it to get this out, as well as musically, because some of the tracks they come from a country, so we tried to put also the samples and the atmospheric backing tracks into it as well, having like apart from the band instruments, then having also the extras of ethnic instruments, which you can for example, very well hear on the song Yoshi Tai with all the Japanese sounding instruments. So yeah, a lot of things went into this album to just create a history ride, I guess, yeah, through time.
Oh, totally. And that is my favorite part about this album, is how well prepared everything is. I mean, being able to tell these stories of these warrioresses, and then also just having the lyrics match and the music match as well, too. So when you close your eyes and listen to these songs, it really feels like you're back in that time.
Oh, wow, yeah. And also it's still having that, but still sounding like us, That was a challenge also, to have all these elements, but still have the brutality and the grit and the riffing and the melodies and the basics of the band, but then have all these extras in. That was like the balance,
Oh yeah, and that's so important to have that balance too, because you don't want to lose sight of who you are, and it really sounds, and it sounds like it's just so well matched for what the entire band was going for, and it's just it's great to see like that progression of the band happening here, and it's got me excited to see what's going to be happening with the band in the future, knowing that this is what you're capable of right now in 2019.
Oh wow, yeah, thank you. Me too. I'm excited.
Totally. So with that in mind, I mean, what has been the reception that you've heard for the album so far?
Well, so far it's been really great. I've only seen good reviews. I don't know if the bad reviews are there or not. It's just what I've seen and what we've received of reviews and feedback so far is that people are loving it, and also loving the theme and the concept and everything that's put together. So yeah, so far so good. I'm really happy to hear that people are enjoying it and enjoying the music, and also quite a lot of people have been like, oh, so we were all afraid that you would go all soft like many other bands do and stuff like this, but you just did the opposite, you became more brutal. So it's like, it's kind of fun to hear these perceptions. It's like, yeah, I guess so, we did, we got more brutal. So it's interesting to see what people think, and so we'll see for the next one, but yeah, so far so good.
Oh, for sure. And with that in mind, I mean, when you get the album complete and you want to be able to show off what you're doing for your second album, where did the idea come from to use Yoshi Tai as the first single?
Oh yeah, we were discussing that back and forth and how to do which one should we put out and so forth. The first song we put out as a single was Scorched Earth, which is also a very brutal song. So it's kind of like punch in the face. Here you go. This is where we're going at. And Yoshi Tai was the first video, and that is because we were discussing a lot, and we have a lot of plans about this, about releasing videos, of course, as we love to do that. And we were trying to figure out, okay, which one would be best as a lyric video, which one would be best as the first single, which one can we, because for example we have a song that's called Lagertha that we want to do a music video for, and it's gonna be like a bigger production, probably the biggest we have so far. We'll see, we're planning finding it now. So we didn't want to put that out with a video or put it out to with something else before that. So we put it out as a single, but we wanted it as to be released with the video, which is coming next year, by the way. So yeah, Yoshi Tai was like, okay, we will do this as the lyric video and be the first flagship video for the album, and played around with the idea of having me in the video singing the lyrics as well as some, the red and stuff. It was kind of like, yeah, a bit spontaneous, but also experimenting, and we really liked how it turned out. It was fun to do. So yeah, definitely will come more of those, I think.
Oh, that's just so cool to hear, and I really love the lyric video for that reason. I mean, being able to see you sing along with it and then seeing the lyrics as well. I mean, usually you just see one or the other. I mean, it was great to be able to see both in one video.
Yeah, we were also thinking the same. It's like it's fun to see someone doing it, and as well as the lyrics, and also it's fun if you want to, for example, sing karaoke. You totally could, and you can see the timing and stuff like this. So it's just a fun thing, and I enjoyed doing it. I thought it was fun, so yeah, just wait for more.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, and it's awesome to see everything that's going to be going on next year as well, still being able to promote this album and everything else that's going to be going in the future. I mean, it sounds like it's such a great time to be in Frantic Amber right now.
Well, yeah, we're doing our best to find some tours and some shows and stuff, and we hope to update that really soon. Also, we're looking and working at getting over to the States. Well, of course, we want to go everywhere, but so I think definitely a U.S. tour would be something we're going to go after next. Because it seems like a lot of people are just waiting for us to go over there. So hopefully we can do that pretty soon. That's definitely one of the goals for next year, to look at how we can do that and when. So yeah, definitely looking for bookers to collaborate with and stuff like this. So the future is more Frantic Amber, of course. We'll do everything we can to support this album and put out music videos, and also go on tour and play festivals, so it's exciting.
Oh, very much so, and I really hope that does happen where you're able to come over here to the States. I mean, it would just be incredible to hear these sounds live between both albums and everything that you've done in the past and all of that stuff. I mean, whether, you get like a main support slot or first band or even a headlining thing, I mean, whatever scenario that can make you come over here to the States and play, I mean, that would just be incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I want to
go. Oh, that's so cool. And yeah, I mean, between festival shows and normal club shows and all the great music videos that will be coming in the future and everything that's going on right now, I mean, again, it's awesome to see what is going on with Frantic Amber right now, and it's awesome to see that this album has gotten as much praise as it has, because it is such a fantastic album from start to finish. And I mean, it's just one of those albums that it's such a joy to listen to from start to finish too. I mean, you get to learn so much from it. You get so many visions and ideas in your head when you're listening to it, and being able to match that up with music videos and everything else that's going on. I mean, I'm glad to see that this album is getting as much promotion from you and everyone else as it deserves.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's so nice to hear. I can't wait for the future. I hope to go on some big tours and make more music, of course. It's like this is definitely a step into the right direction and into the.
Oh, absolutely.
I really enjoyed doing this, so yeah, hopefully you can do more.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. And I think with that, that's a fantastic note to end on. And thank you so much for taking this time to be able to talk to me about everything going on in the world of Frantic Amber right now. And of course, Bellatrix, which is available now. Again, like I just said, I love this album from start to finish. I love the different styles that are going on there. I mean, the fact that you can add so much atmosphere and samples to really match the moods of the music while still being able to maintain what made Frantic Amber the band that it is, and everything that's going to be going on in the future with music videos and touring and all that stuff. I really appreciate you taking this time to be able to talk to me about all of it.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. And thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I hadn't brought up yet?
Yes, of course. You can go to our Bandcamp if you want to support the band or anything. We have a web shop at franticamber.bandcamp.com where you can get t-shirts, vinyls, hoodies, long sleeve, everything, CDs, of course. So that's the one we administer ourselves. So that would mean a lot if anyone wants anything from there. And otherwise, just thank you for all the support. Thank you for the feedback, and I can't wait to see everyone on tour when we get out again. And yeah, just excited to be here and play metal.